is everywhere.
No, I think that's
And we would love you to read along with us. Starting from chapter 28, The Undoing of Fear. The first section is called The Present Memory. We're in A Course in Miracles, forgot that part. We're on page 589 in the second edition. And let's see, Jan probably should start.
Okay. The present memory. The miracle does nothing. All it does is undo. And thus it cancels out the interference to what has been done. It does not add, but merely takes away. And what it takes away is long since gone. But being kept in memory appears to have immediate effects. This world was over long ago. The thoughts that made it are no longer in the mind that thought of them and loved them for a little while. The miracle but shows the past is gone, and what has truly gone has no effects. Remembering a cause can but produce illusions of its presence, not effects.
So I guess that's how powerful we are, able to undo things. They've already been undone, so we are like in the way a little bit here. The miracle does nothing. Do you get that the miracle does nothing when this whole course is about miracles?
Yeah.
It undoes what has already been undone, but we are holding it in our memory because we're just not wanting to let it go yet. So that's how much we can do this. It's already been done. Sometimes our mind tries to tell us, no, this can't happen. I can't forgive this event, or I can't see this differently. You've already seen it differently, so you can. We don't ever want to convince ourselves we can't do what he's saying when he keeps telling us you've already done it. Of course you can. Don't play stupid
Right.
or retarded, as he said to Helen. Okay, Judy?
I think that I was getting it, except for the last sentence, remembering a cause can but produce delusions of his presence, not effect.
Yeah, and he's not talking about real cause. He's talking about the cause for the dreams we have, so it would be the thoughts that are not true. Remembering that is only producing an illusion of an effect, because it's already undone. So we're remembering something that's already been undone.
Okay.
The separation has already been undone, but we're just still walking it out in our memory, the undoing of it. Which is very difficult to comprehend, just like time is difficult, eternity. The fact that this is already over is something really, I think, was alluded to in when they say that Jesus already did it all. I think that's really what was meant by that. It wasn't what they think it means. I think it was talking about this. I think it was a gradual misunderstanding of what he's saying. It's already done. He didn't mean you didn't have to do anything. He meant, don't be concerned about what you have to do because you've already done it. You did it with me, remember? That's in the Bible. So that particular teaching is accurate. And that's why having faith that he already really did this, meaning we all did this, because when he did it, we did it. The resurrection was a big deal, his final resurrection. But there's a lot of work to do, even though it's already done, as this paragraph is trying to explain.
We're undoing something that never was done, correct?
Yeah. But the undoing of what was never done is already done. This is
Yeah, right. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So the undoing of what never happened is already done.
Okay.
But we are holding on to it
It's
out
like
of fear.
we're watching a movie that we made and believing that it's real and watching it over.
And over. Just watching the disaster. It's kind of like, it is really kind of, it kind of reflects what people do. They'll get these terrible movies where people are dying and screaming, and they watch them over and over to get terrorized, or to get stimulated, or to get the drama. Just makes you feel alive, right?
Yeah, I think we do equate conflict and unrest and fear with being alive in this world.
It's like my kids used to love to watch the Three Stooges.
Yeah, beat on each other. My mom wouldn't let me watch that. She thought that would stop me from being violent. It didn't work. She wouldn't let me watch any violent show. She'd always come and go, turn that off.
Paid Plays was okay, but the Three
Right.
Stooges have to go.
They have to go. You can never watch those guys. They're bad. Okay, Judy.
All effects of guilt are here no more, for guilt is over. In its passing, when its consequences left without a cause. Why would you cling to it in memory if you did not desire its effects? Remembering is as selective as perception, being its past tense. It is perception of the past as if it were occurring now and still were there to see. Memory, like perception, is a skill made up by you to take the place of what God gave you in your creation. And like all the things you made, it can be saved, it can be used to serve another purpose. I'll keep reading. And to be the means for something else. It can be used to heal and not to hurt if you so wish it be.
So he's saying we're clinging to this in our memory, and just like everything else the ego has designed to convince us the separation is real, it can be used, your memory can be used for a different purpose. It can be used to heal and remember only forgiving and loving thoughts. It's nice that everything we have done can be reinterpreted and used for another purpose. Because there's a quote, where is that? It says, forgiveness is selective remembering, where you only remember the loving thoughts you gave and the loving thoughts you received.
Oh, that's nice.
Forgiveness is selective remembering. So it's kind of playing off of this. Remembering is as selective as perception, where you only remember the loving thoughts you were given and the loving thoughts you gave. Selective remembering.
Selective.
Yeah, remembering. We're selecting only those memories that reflect the truth and remembering when, let's say, we're remembering somebody. That's what forgiveness is. So that's why it could be used to heal and not to hurt. Just like our perception is being changed by a miracle, our memory can be changed by a miracle because we're only remembering everything that reflects the truth. And this moment, we're only seeing what reflects the truth. I never saw that before, but that is actually what he's saying here, isn't it? Both memory and perception can be used to heal.
I'm sorry, we made memory to take the place of what God gave you in your creation?
Yeah, we have this memory of our separation.
Well, that, it seems like it has to say that, the memory of. The ancient memories that we're talking, that's not what.
Yeah, we're not talking about the original memory. We're talking
No,
about
right.
the memory of the separation.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, now we're on paragraph 3. Nothing employed for healing represents an effort to do anything at all. It is a recognition that you have no needs which mean that something must be done. It is an unselective memory that is not used to interfere with truth. All things the Holy Spirit can employ for healing have been given him, without the content and the purposes for which they have been made. They are but skills without an application. They await their use. They have no dedication and no aim.
I'm sorry, what's this they thing?
They, I think, talking about everything that the ego has made for establishing the reality of a separation can be used for healing. So all things the Holy Spirit can employ for healing have been given him without the content and the purpose for which they have been made.
Okay.
They were made by the ego to do this, but they can be reinterpreted for healing, and everything the ego made can be reinterpreted.
It sounds maybe like healing's a given. It's a recognition that you have no needs. Is that what it's saying?
Yeah, and that's because usually the reason we're in conflict, or the reason we go into distress and have to ask for a miracle, is something we think has to happen. It's not happening. So we think we have this need that's not being met, and the miracle is standing back and going, no, wait a minute, I don't really have a need. So this is one of those things I need to undo. This is one of those perceptions or memories I need to undo, because this does not reflect reality. I do not need anybody to do anything differently than they're doing. I don't need anything to be happening different than it is. Of course, that's not the way we normally think, but this is when we're ready to do a miracle. That's what kind of stance he's saying. Your effort is to see that everything's fine right now.